Yesterday, the government had left it to the apex court to test the constitutional validity of Section 377 of the IPC, which criminalizes consensual acts of adults in private, urging that issues like gay marriages, adoption, and ancillary civil right representational picture once the criminality of consensual gay sex goes away, then related issues like social stigma and discrimination against the LGBTQ community will also go, the Supreme Court said today. Ad choice advertising and read invented by teens, observing that an environment has been created in the Indian society over the years that has led to deep-rooted discrimination against the community. A 5-judge constitution bench, hearing petitions seeking decriminalization of 158-year-old colonial law under Section 377 of the IPC, said discrimination against such people has also adversely impacted their mental health. The bench, headed by Chief Justice Deepak Misra, asked lawyer Maneka Guruswamy, who was appearing for a petitioner, whether there was any law, rule, regulation, bylaw or guideline which barred or restrained homosexuals from availing any right which are available to others. There are no such provisions, she said. The bench then said the LGBTQ, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and queer community faced the stigma because of the criminality attached to the consensual same-sex relationship. Once the criminality, under Section 377, goes, then everything will go, all the bars, social stigma, and others. The bench, which also comprised Justices R.F. Nariman, A.M. Kanwilkar, D.Y. Chandrachud and Indu Malhotra, said, "Over the years, we have created an environment in the Indian society which has led to deep-rooted discrimination against people of same sex involved in a consensual relationship, and this has impacted their mental health also." The bench said on the third day of crucial hearing to decide the constitutional validity of Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code, IPC. Section 377 refers to unnatural offenses, and says whoever voluntarily has carnal intercourse against the order of nature with any man, woman or animal, shall be punished with imprisonment for life, or with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 10 years, and shall also be liable to pay a fine. Referring to the provision of the Mental Health Care Act, the bench said, it also recognizes the fact that such persons cannot be discriminated against on the ground of sexual orientation. The observations came when senior advocate C.U. Singh, appearing for one of the interveners, said mere striking down of Section 377 will not serve the purpose, as the LGBTQ communities are being discriminated against on various counts. This community feels inhibited as they do not get even proper medical care because of the prejudice, Justice Malhotra said, adding even medical professionals do not maintain confidentiality. Yesterday, the government had left it to the apex court to test the constitutional validity of Section 377 of the IPC, which criminalizes consensual acts of adults in private, urging that issues like gay marriages, adoption and ancillary civil rights of LGBTQ should not be dealt by it. Taking note of the center's submission that other issues like gay marriages, adoption and ancillary civil rights of LGBTQ community should not be dealt, the court said it was not considering all these issues. The bench had said it would test the validity of the law in relation to the consensual sexual acts of two adults, and if it decides to strike down the penal provision, then it would remove ancillary disqualification of LGBTQ community members which can join services, contest elections, and form associations. Lawyer Guruswamy had yesterday referred to reports of Indian and American psychiatric bodies and said homosexuality was a normal sexual orientation. Terming the law as a terrible colonial legacy, she had said it violated Articles 15, discrimination on sex, 14, equality, 19, liberty, and 21 of the Constitution, and has a chilling effect on the sexual minority. Catch up on all the latest crime, national, international and Hatki news here. Also download the new Midday Android and iOS apps to get latest updates. This story has been sourced from a third-party syndicated feed agencies. Midday accepts no responsibility or liability for its dependability, trustworthiness, reliability and date of the text. Midday Management/mid-day.com reserves the sole right to alter, delete or remove without notice the content at its absolute discretion for any reason whatsoever.